Imagine you're having a totally normal morning. You're mid-sentence, maybe reaching for your phone, and suddenly something feels off. Your mouth won't form the words you want. One arm feels heavy, like it belongs to someone else. Your balance shifts for no reason. And the scariest part is this. You might still be standing there thinking, is this really happening? Or am I just tired? If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this line. When it comes to stroke, hesitation is the enemy. A stroke is not something you wait out. It's something you treat as an emergency the moment you suspect it. In the United States, the CDC says someone has a stroke about every 40 seconds. That means while you're watching this video, several people across the country will experience one. And what happens in the first minutes can shape the rest of a person's life. This video is for education only, not medical advice, but it may help you recognize a stroke fast and respond in a way that gives someone the best shot at recovery. Let's start with the simplest way to spot a stroke. It's a short checklist that you can run in your head in seconds. It's called Be Fast. B is for balance. Did they suddenly get dizzy, stumble, or lose coordination out of nowhere? E is for eyes. Did their vision suddenly blur, double, or disappear in one or both eyes? F is for face. Ask them to smile. Does one side droop or look uneven? A is for arms. Ask them to raise both arms. Does one arm drift down or feel weak? S is for speech. Ask them a simple question. Are the words slurred, strange, or impossible to get out? T is for time. Time means you call 911 immediately. Here's the part that surprises people. You do not need all the letters to light up. Even one sudden symptom can be enough to suspect a stroke. And if you're thinking, but what if I'm wrong? I want you to hear this clearly. You would rather be wrong quickly than right too late. A lot of strokes don't start with dramatic collapse. They can start with subtle warning signs that come and go. Someone might have numbness for 30 seconds, and then it fades. They might struggle to find words for a minute, then suddenly sound normal again. That can be a transient ischemic attack, sometimes called a TIA or mini-stroke. The symptoms may pass, but the risk can be huge. It can be your body sending a warning flare that something worse could follow. So if symptoms disappear, that does not mean you're safe. It means the clock is still ticking. Now let's talk about what to do the moment you suspect a stroke, whether it's happening to you or someone near you. First, call 911. Not drive to urgent care. Not call a family member first. Not wait 5 minutes to see if it improves. Call 911. Paramedics can start care immediately, and they can take you to the right hospital, one equipped for stroke treatment, faster than you can navigate on your own. When you call, say this sentence, I think this is a stroke. Then describe the symptoms, and then give the most important detail of all, the time. The single most valuable thing you can do is identify when symptoms started, or when the person was last known well. If you saw them normal at 8:10 and symptoms appeared at 8:25, that matters. If you find someone with symptoms but you don't know when it started, tell the dispatcher the last time you know they were normal. Doctors make treatment decisions based on time windows, so this information can directly affect what options they have. While you're waiting for help, the goal is not to test them or walk them around. The goal is to keep them safe, calm, and monitored. If the person is having trouble standing, sit them down immediately. Falls during a stroke are common and can create a second emergency on top of the first. If they can lie down safely, help them lie down in a comfortable position. If they feel nauseated, are drooling, or seem like they might vomit, turning them onto their side can help protect their airway. If they are awake and alert, keep them comfortable and still. If they become less responsive, follow the dispatcher's instructions and continue to monitor breathing. Do not give them food or drink. Swallowing can be impaired during a stroke, and choking is a real risk. Do not give them medication unless a medical professional specifically instructs you to. People sometimes think, give aspirin. But not all strokes are caused by a clot. Some involve bleeding, And the wrong medication at the wrong time can make things worse. Loosen tight clothing around the neck. Keep the room quiet. Reassure them. Speak slowly and calmly. You're not trying to solve the whole medical situation at home. You're buying time safely until professionals arrive. Now, if you're alone and you suspect you're having a stroke, here's what matters most. Call 911 immediately, even if you're not sure. Put the phone on speaker. If you can, unlock your door so paramedics can enter quickly. If you live in an apartment building, let the dispatcher know the exact unit, floor, and any access codes. Sit or lie down somewhere safe. Do not take a shower. Do not try to walk it off. Do not drive yourself. Stay as still as you can and focus on slow, steady breathing. Not because breathing is a cure, but because panic makes everything harder. Slow breathing can help you stay clear enough to communicate, follow instructions, and avoid unnecessary movement. If you can, say the time out loud when symptoms started, or set a note on your phone. If your speech is affected, text someone a short message like, "Call 911, stroke symptoms, started at 9:12. Keep it simple. At this point, you might be wondering, why does time matter so much? Because stroke treatments are time-sensitive. Doctors first need to determine what kind of stroke is happening, usually with imaging. If it's an ischemic stroke caused by a clot, there are treatments that may restore blood flow, but they're most effective when given quickly and in the right candidates. The American Stroke Association emphasizes that the earlier treatment begins, the better the odds of survival and the lower the odds of long-term disability. This is why paramedics and emergency teams move so fast once stroke is suspected. So think of your job in those first minutes as simple and powerful. Recognize, call, timestamp, and stay safe. Now let's shift to something that people don't hear enough about: recovery. A stroke can be devastating, but the story does not automatically end at the hospital. The brain is not a fixed machine. The brain can adapt. It can reroute. It can relearn. That ability is called neuroplasticity, and it's one reason you'll see people regain speech, strength, coordination, and independence over time, even when the first days look frightening. Recovery is not always quick, and it's not always perfect, but it is often real. One of the best mindset shifts is this: after a stroke, progress often comes from small, repeated actions. Not heroic effort once a week, but consistent practice. Rehab exercises, guided movement, speech therapy drills, balance work. These aren't just activities. They are signals to the brain that say, build this pathway, strengthen this circuit. And over weeks and months, those signals add up. Support matters too. Sleep, nutrition, hydration, and stress reduction aren't extras. They're part of what gives the brain and body the resources to rebuild. If you're helping a loved one recover, one of the most valuable things you can do is encourage consistent routines, celebrate tiny wins, and stay patient during plateaus. Plateaus don't always mean failure. Sometimes they're the brain consolidating before the next leap forward. Now let's talk prevention, because the most empowering part of this topic is that many strokes are linked to risk factors we can influence over time. Prevention isn't about fear. It's about building a brain-friendly life through habits that support circulation, heart health, and vessel health. Start with the big one: blood pressure. High blood pressure is one of the strongest risk factors for stroke. Knowing your numbers and working with a clinician on a plan is one of the most practical steps you can take. Next, smoking. If you smoke, quitting is one of the most protective changes you can make for your blood vessels. Then, movement. You don't need extreme workouts. What you need is consistency. Walking, cycling, swimming, gentle strength training, whatever you can do safely and regularly, helps your cardiovascular system stay resilient. Food matters too. A pattern of eating that emphasizes vegetables, fruits, beans, nuts, whole grains, fish, and healthy fats, and minimizes ultra-processed foods and excess sodium, supports vessel health over the long term. You don't have to be perfect. You have to be consistent. Sleep and stress are not soft topics. Chronic stress can push blood pressure up and strain the cardiovascular system. Sleep problems can do the same. If you snore loudly, stop breathing during sleep, or wake up exhausted, it's worth discussing sleep apnea with a doctor, because untreated sleep apnea is linked to cardiovascular risk. Taking stress seriously doesn't mean living gently. It means building recovery into your day, walking outside, breathing space, social connection, laughter, music, sunlight, things that calm the nervous system and support the body's repair processes. And finally, know your personal risk. Conditions like atrial fibrillation, diabetes, high cholesterol, and prior TIAs change the equation. If you have them, prevention becomes even more important, and medication plans prescribed by a clinician can be protective. The point isn't to self-diagnose. The point is to treat prevention like something you actively manage, not something you hope for. Let me bring this back to a simple, memorable action plan you can carry with you. If something sudden happens, sudden facial droop, sudden arm weakness, sudden speech trouble, sudden vision change, sudden loss of balance, you don't debate it. You don't negotiate with it. You don't wait for a second symptom. You call 911. You say, "I think this is a stroke." You note the time. You keep the person safe, still, and monitored. And you let trained professionals do what they're trained to do. If you found this helpful, do one thing that could genuinely save a life. Share it with someone you care about. A parent, a neighbor, a friend. Because stroke doesn't send an invitation. It shows up in normal moments. And the person who recognizes the signs first is often the person who changes the outcome. Right now, before you move on with your day, repeat this in your head. Balance, eyes, face, arms, speech, time, be fast. Call 911. Stay safe, stay aware, and if that moment ever comes, be the person who acts immediately. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate you. If this video helped you in any way, please take a second to hit the like button. It really supports the channel and helps this reach more people who might need it. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next videos. Also, feel free to share this with someone you care about, a parent, a friend, a neighbor, because this information could genuinely make a difference. Drop a comment below and tell me where you're watching from and what topics you want me to cover next. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.